Paul Heyman, lovely to see you. Here
My
we are
pleasure.
in Dallas. WWE are taking over Dallas for the whole week.
Indeed we are.
Talk to me a bit about, if you don't mind, about the history of WrestleMania and what this event has become over the last 32 years.
Well, in the past 32 years, WrestleMania has grown to be the center event of the year. It's kind of like the World Cup. It's the Super Bowl. It's the 7th game of the World Series. It's the event around which the entire year evolves and revolves.
And for WWE putting on a show of this size, just from a production standpoint, I mean, how many people are working on this show? Do you have any clue?
I would presume. Well, I mean, are you including all the ushers and the seat movers and the beer sellers and the souvenir sellers in the stadium? Thousands and thousands of people to make this all happen.
Yeah. And what has been your personal highlight at WrestleMania?
My personal highlight at WrestleMania is when the beast Brock Lesnar's music hits and the audience know they're in for a show.
And let's talk about your client, Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, former UFC champion. He's had an incredible impact on WWE over the last couple of years and is one of the stars who's made WWE more accessible to a mainstream audience. How important is that in the growth of WWE over the next few years?
Well, I think it's paramount to WWE to have an athlete with the credentials of Brock Lesnar headlining the shows. Brock Lesnar is the only man in history to be the NCAA Division I heavyweight champion, the UFC World Heavyweight Champion, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. What authenticity Brock Lesnar brings to his performance when he steps into the ring simply based on his previous accomplishments.
And do you think there's a wide crossover audience when it comes to something like UFC and WWE?
Oh, of course there is. At the end of the day, here's the formula that works. In boxing, in sports entertainment, in mixed martial arts, in football, in rugby, in lacrosse, it doesn't matter. Who are these two people or teams? Why are they fighting? And why should I care enough to pay to see it? Now, if you can answer those three questions, you've sold a ticket, or a network subscription, or a pay-per-view. And if you can't answer those three questions, you don't.
And so for those people who would call this, and I loathe to use the F word, but call it fake and not real, what would you say to those people? Because there's still a stigma attached, right?
I don't care if there's a stigma. Why would I answer those people? Why? How would it benefit me? What can I say to persuade them to think otherwise? And why would I want them to think otherwise to begin with? If that's how someone feels, more power to them. Let them watch something else that entertains them. I don't need to convert those who don't want to be converted. I don't worry about those who don't appreciate the art form. I worry about satisfying those who do appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, I very much appreciate it, just so you know. There was a lot of talk online about Brock perhaps taking on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson this year. That didn't come to fruition. Is there any news on that? Might that be a possibility perhaps next year, WrestleMania 30?
Anytime Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wants to get his ass beat by Brock Lesnar, he is more than welcome to step into the ring and ditch the Baywatch tights for the WWE tights and come and get his tuchus beat by Brock Lesnar.
Can you see that happening? Do you think his movie execs will allow him to get in the ring with Brock Lesnar?
I don't advocate for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, so if he wants to run his mouth about Brock Lesnar, I hope he's prepared to take the beating that comes along with it. And if he's not prepared to take the beating that comes along with it, maybe he should have me talk to those movie executives, and I'll make it happen.
Now let's just very quickly talk about dream matches. That's a huge part of WrestleMania. What dream matches, as a fan of this business, a lifelong fan of this business, what dream matches would you personally like to see in the coming years?
I think any match that Brock Lesnar is in is a dream match. You're getting to see a once-ever athlete at his peak, in his prime, do his thing, at a level of performance that no one else can even hope to match. I think any match involving Brock Lesnar is a dream match.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks so much, Bill.
Thank you, sir.